today finds us in the depths of not so far away from where I live. I'm about 10 minutes from home on a lane that I've never explored before. So I'm going to take some back roads today and find out where I can get lost. I've got about 3 hours before the rain comes, as usual, the deluge that always wets ALCHEMOTO's head. But for now, we're going to explore this beautiful area. But right behind me, I've got probably what once was a lane, which is now a public footpath. It's a beautiful stone lane that I cannot ride. How annoying is that? If my voice sounds a little bit rough, it's because I've been suffering from that government-induced cold thing called COVID for the 3rd time, and I've been rough as hell. So yeah, if you've been wondering where I've been, folks, I've been pretty rough last week and not been able to ride. Didn't get out last weekend, so I'm making the most of today while I'm feeling a little bit better. So anyway, let's get on with the show. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Pan Am, a little bit of an owner's review, how reliable this bike's been for me, some of the fixtures and fittings, and just enjoy the scenery. So let's get to it. But yeah, before we do, let's just have a look down here. Absolutely beautiful, straight, long, stony track. Probably looks at least a mile from down there I can see to the end, and it's now a public footpath. But at one point, if you look at this, we've got 5 miles per hour, please slow down. So at one point, I'd say there would have been vehicular access down there, but for some reason now it's a public footpath, and I so really want to go down there. Annoying. Don't know what's up ahead. We're heading towards a place called New Mills. I know there's a cycle path, if 2 cyclists come down from a path over there, but we'll have a little explore and see what we can find. So today is actually super warm. It's been pretty hot here in the UK. Last couple of days it's gone from one extreme to the other. We've had just really sort of cold, put your jumper on weather, and then suddenly it went up to like 30 degrees. It's been bloody ridiculous. But today, 22 or something like that, it's showing 73 degrees at the moment. But then of course rain forecast and a little bit cooler through the week, but at least we've got some decent weather on our way. And next week I'm off to Rhayader in Wales, so, or Rhayader, however you say it in Welsh, for the weekend with the sickness lot. And I've got a podcast just let's just turn the always something to interrupt you. This is a cracking little lane, by the way. If it weren't for oh god, I feel rough. Sorry folks, let's not start again. Let's just keep it rolling. It's a cracking little lane this, but it's obviously quite busy. But it's all these little offshoots that I really want to explore, like this Sandy Lane. Now where the hell does Sandy Lane go? Gun Road to the right there, and I'm thinking Sandy Lane looks quite interesting. Opposite Hilltop Farm. Hey, they're all good round there, aren't they? Let's just have a little look down here.
Continue on Sandy Lane for half a mile.
Wow, look at that view. Completely lost where I'm up to, but I'm going to go down here for a bit, even if I spin round, because I really want to know what's up that lane. And also, while I'm at it, just go back on my maps and just mute my sat-nav. These nice little old houses here, aren't they? Look at this. A beautiful part of the world I never knew existed, which is so close to home. But wherever this comes out, I might be doubling back, just because I really want to know what's up that other road towards New Mills. So yeah, off to Wales next weekend, so hopefully we'll get the weather for that. We're going to explore the Elam Valley, so we've got a complete little adventure there, fully filmed for your pleasure. And I'm going to use that as a little bit of a test bed, because the Pan Am's due for, I've just got a new tyre delivered. I have gone for the same rear tyre that what I've got on now, the Anarchy Adventure, purely because I've still got over 4mm on my front tyre. So it's brought us back down to that main road, so I'll probably spin round here. Okay, so we're back down at the junction opposite Hilltop Farm, and we're going to do the right now and see what's up this lane after we've let this Mr. Cyclist go. So this is Gun Road. Like a public footpath again. Just got to be careful on here because all the bends are blind, you can't see around them, so normal, some of the idiots like driving around here, just be on your toes. Sheep. So now, I'm sure this is the road through to Mellor, I think. Yes. Yeah, another one of my favourite roads. So my usual route is down on the road back through there. So to come that way round, now I know it's there, that's brilliant. And then over that way, you've got Glossop and Snake Pass. But then down this road, which you can't go down because, again, it's a public footpath or bridleway, so horses can. But there's an ancient structure up that road. I think it was like an old turnpike or something like that. I only know that because where I used to work a few years ago, we had a machine up here that broke down, so I had to drive the service van up. And so along there somewhere there's like a little turnpike thing with a sort of ancient monument, but you can't get to it as usual. So all these roads that were once rights of way are now no longer, which is typical here in the UK, that you spoil all these great riding roads because you think we're all idiots. So some of us are responsible and want to enjoy these, and then you take it all away. I mean, yeah, there's still a network of roads for us, but so many that are just taken away now for Red Sox and horses. But anyway, that's my argument. But the Pan Am. Let's talk about the Pan Am. The beast. This has been an absolutely fantastic bike, and it's a 2021 model, 6 months into the... I didn't shut my top box properly on the last stop. Good job it's got a double locking system. That's one good thing about it. It's a 21 model, 6 months into the production, the start of production. And the 21 model year was the one where a lot of problematic bikes came about from Harley, and funny enough, I think the majority of them did actually come from the USA. Now, this being a European bike, I'm sure they were built differently because something happened where there was a lot of lemon bikes, and I hear more and more about that in the US and not so much, even though they do have problems, or did have problems in the UK. A lot of that was down to a new production bike, wiring faults and whatnot, and some mechanical issues. But the REVMAX engine, also fitted in the Sportster S, is a fantastic engine, and obviously being a new engine, you're going to have problems. If you manufacture 100,000 units, you're going to have problems with a few. Unfortunately, those find the way to the on the commercial market, and they're sold to customers, who then that problem is passed on to them. And not a nice thing to find out if you bought a lemon bike. But Nice to see the adventure crowd at it on the same route as me. He's just gone off-road for a bit of fun. So, I will stress though that a lot of these issues were addressed by Harley with software updates. Mechanical issues were few and far between. So with all that said, how reliable has my bike been? Well, I've done, what have I done now? 7,000 miles on this bike in just over, I think, 12 months of ownership, maybe a little bit more. I've took this bike through winter, took it through snow, I took it through heavy rain, took it through everything that God, if he exists, can throw at us. See what I did there? But it's been complete reliable source for me. It's been a pleasure to jump on and turn the key and not know anything's going to happen. It started every time religiously. I've not had battery problems. Now here's the thing, some people have had non-starting problems. They've had starter motor problems, solenoid problems, they've had fuel pump problems and whatnot, etc, etc. So as any other brand, it has its problems like any other brand. But for me, fortunately for now, and don't get me wrong, it will happen as the mileage creeps up. I'm expected to do general maintenance repairs and whatnot on this bike. Hence why I've got a service kit at home, a new tyre to fit, and a new chain and sprockets will be coming soon before I do the Scotland and Outer Hebrides trip. These are just general maintenance items which you will do with any bike. But for me, the bike, fault codes, how many fault codes? None. I have had no fault codes and I've kept my software up to date. So that's the key with these bikes, is keep your software up to date, keep your servicing in schedule, and then just jump on the thing and enjoy it. That's what I say. The only thing you will get, and the only thing I've had, you get a little warning triangle sometimes when you start it up if the battery's voltage is a little bit low. That will go off when you restart the bike once the battery's charged. So always keep your charging okay. So that's battery, service, maintenance, and that's as simple as it, like any other bike. So apart from the hearsay, just enjoy the bike. If you want the bike, buy it and ignore it. The forum sites, they're full of too many negative things and not enough of the positive things. So if you're going to go on your forum to look at getting a Pan Am yourself, ignore the negatives and just ask yourself a question: do you really want this bike? I did exactly the same. I thought, what the hell, let's go for it, and it's been complete brilliance for me in the time I've owned it, and for many more miles to go. Just keep that one in mind, folks. Right, I've switched my Cardo off because I don't want any interruptions now between my Android Auto unit. I'll just quickly talk about this one because this is the Linky Fun MT2 to get that one right. You know, obviously, if you watch the channel, I tested the Carper ride. I had that one for a couple of months, and this Linky Fun unit, which I have actually got a third one being sent me, which I really like the look of, and they contacted me and says, what do you think about this, do you fancy doing a review? And because I'd already done a couple, I thought but I really did like the look of it, and with having the twin cameras the same, with the 1080 60 frames per second cameras on as well, and just the quality of the unit, I thought, well, let's go ahead. So we'll be doing a shootout on these units soon, but up to now this one has been fantastic, so don't discount this one. This is a brilliant little unit, and it just looks so similar to a smartphone, and it's not intrusive at all to the dash display. I really like the way it integrates, and it integrates perfectly with the Cardo unit for music on. If you do the Cardo Music on, it actually goes to your podcasts, and then the usual controls with other riders as well. Works seamlessly, doesn't interrupt with the unit itself for your sat-nav turn-by-turn navigation as well. So brilliant little units if you're thinking of getting one. I'm not going to put any affiliate links out for these. You make your own minds up, guys. I do have a discount code for them, but I'm not pushing it. I'll just say any good points about anything that I review. It's not worth it to me to start asking and say, yeah, click this link and get yourself a discount. That's not me. I'll tell you whether it's good, and then you make your own minds up. If you want to do that, link's always there, but I'm not going to push it, folks, because that's not what my channel's all about. Okay, back to the bike. My windscreen, this one here, Harley windscreen on the Pan America. Some people still use them, and they've had the bike for a couple of years and not had a problem with it. Personally, I thought it was shite. A lot of people would agree with me. I've got the Puig touring screen on. I did want to get the smoke screen, but I didn't want it to be intrusive to the camera view from my GoPro for you guys, so I opted for the clear. But with the adjustment on this screen now, you get a lot more width and height than the standard. I'm going to leave it down, get a bit of wind in my face today because it is actually bloody warm. but this has proved to be a fantastic screen. Now, I ceramic coated this and it worked really well with the rain. It just needs a second polish and a coating before I do the longer trip now to see how that holds up. But that's the way I find keeps the water off my screen after everything else failed. So apart from that, yeah, fit a Pure screen on, turn it into a proper touring bike, and away you go. But anyway, let's get some riding in. The way all the roads broke up here. Power on the speed on the Pan Am is bloody brilliant. And Boggart Lane. The last time I came down here there was a puddle about 100 yards long. Not that that'll trouble Bogan the water he's been going through lately. But the beauty about this bike there, I can switch modes on the fly. I'm just going to switch off sport mode into off-road mode. And then suddenly the Pan Am becomes an off-road beast. We'll go round it today. I'm wimping out because I've not got my wet gear on. Just follow the fly. But this is one of the reasons, folks, why I got this bike, so that you can come off the tarmac and have a little bit of fun. And as much as I love the 48 for its pure Harley ruggedness and sound and feel, looks and whatnot, then you wouldn't do this, well, some people would, on your 48. So for me, it's just the best of both worlds, where you can just have a little bit of exploration, enjoy the open road, and have lanes like this to enjoy at the same time. Always enjoy a bit of fun on that stretch, and who can blame you? And I always have this thing about parking up here, I don't know what it is, just to admire the view back down at the peaks on my little corner here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful part of the world, even when it's cloudy. But we all have our favourite places. But this is one of the most popular places for bikes as well on this route through. People come from Glossop, over Tunel, down to Hayfield, over the tops, do a circular route round Snake Pass and back. So, draw my conclusions. What a brilliant little ride I've had today just to get out before this rain comes down later. Just gearing up for next week now. Feeling a lot better health-wise as well, so I'd have hated to have felt like this ready for the tour next week. But the Pan Am, let's get back to the Pan Am. Brilliant bike. You can race it, you can go off-road with it, you can get it dirty. Does everything you want to do, keep on top of it. This bike is a good all-round bike, don't get me wrong. Conclusion, again, is up to you. So if this is your first time watching ALCHEMOTO, please do hit the subscribe button. Please like the video, share the video and comment if you dare. But until the next time folks, we'll be seeing you later. ALCHEMOTO signing out. See you on the road soon.